Hello and welcome back to another episode of the fifth quarter. Now let's get things started off today with one quick baseball headline talking about Curtis Granderson breaking his forearm in a spring training game, I believe yesterday or Sunday. So, yes, this could affect the Yankees dramatically. It might not affect them a whole lot, but I do think this could affect the Yankees in some way. He is one of their best players. I know A-Rod's got his issues. Derek Jeter is getting old, yet yes, they still have guys like Mark Teixeira and the star pitchers like CC Sabathia, but I would not be surprised if this did infect the Yankees in some way. The NFL Combine was this week. It was coming on for the past few days, and that's when all of the college players go to Indianapolis and test their skills as the scouts from every NFL team watch them play and see if they want to draft them or not. And some of the big name players like Manti Te'o, Geno Smith, and Matt Barkley were there, and every college kid that's draft eligible goes to the NFL Combine. And speaking of Manti Te'o, he was there, and he wound up running a 4.82 40, and he was slower than people imagined, and I think he also weighed less than people imagined. And look, we all know that he did have that issue with the fake a girlfriend, that whole scandal, and I do kind of feel bad for the guy that he was a victim of a cruel hoax, and if I were an NFL team, I would not draft him at all. I'd at least take a look at Manti Te'o, and I would only draft him if I had to, but I just don't believe in the guy right now, and so if you were an NFL team, I would at least give Manti Te'o a chance, but I'd probably wind up passing him up in the draft. Tom Brady has signed a 3-year, $27 million extension with the New England Patriots. His current contract has 2 years left on it right now, and when that one expires, the extension he signed will become his new contract. Therefore, he will remain on the Patriots for 5 more seasons, be in New England until he's 40 years old, and all signs pave the way into Brady finishing his career with the New England Patriots. That is awesome. Awesome for him, the fans. I am a huge Patriot fan. I'm a huge Tom Brady fan, as you all know, and I'm just glad to see that every sign paving the way that he can finish his career in a Patriots uniform. And here's the thing: he takes less money so he can help his team in free agency. When that contract starts, he'll be making $9 million a year. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and he'll only be making $9 million. And when he restructured his contract last year to help the Patriots in free agency, he went from making between 18 and $20 million down to 13. Now, who does that? Most guys would say, hey, we signed this, we agreed on this, I want all of this, but for him, hey, what do you want me to do to help the team? And this extension will save the Patriots $15 million in cap space within the next 2 seasons, $8 million in 2013 and $7 million in 2014. So we're done with this topic. The NFL is saying an 18-game season could be possible this year. Look, I don't want an 18-game season. A lot of the fans don't want it. Some do. The players don't want it. And here's the thing. If we are so concerned about player injuries and the health of the players, the well-being of the players, why are we adding an extra 2 games to the season? It doesn't really make sense. So to me, I think we're fine with a 16-game season. There is nothing wrong with that, and I just don't think it's necessary to have an 18-game season. So I just don't see that happening with all the player safety issues, and I don't think it'll wind up happening anyway. The Dallas Cowboys have said that Tony Romo could get a contract extension, or in all whatever or odds, he could get a new contract. Okay, yeah, I guess the Cowboys could do that. Romo is a good quarterback. The thing is, he just pukes on himself in a clutch. I'm sure I've said this before. He has all the characteristics of what a good quarterback should have. He's tall. He has a strong arm. He's accurate. He also has good mobility. It's just that whenever you put him in a clutch 2-minute drill situation, he falls apart. He can't win in the playoffs in every big game that he's had in his career. He has lost, and he's won 1 playoff game in his career. And let's see, he is 1 in 3 in the playoffs. Okay, he does not have the best career, and this is what is holding him back from being considered a great quarterback. And yes, his defining moment is this. Romo can't get the spot down, or he throws a pick in the playoffs against the Giants. That has been his issue so far in his career, and his defining moment as an NFL quarterback. So on to Alex Smith's trade possibilities with the 49ers. Yes, he got hurt, and Colin Kaepernick took over and took the 49ers to a Super Bowl. Now, trade options are open for Alex Smith. I do think they will wind up trading him to a different NFL team, and I think it is wise trading him. I think he is worth a couple draft picks, maybe a draft pick. I think they could squeeze a second and a third round pick out of him. And the 3 teams I think he could wind up being traded to are either the Chiefs, Cardinals, or Jets. Alright, Matt Castle, that experiment in Kansas City really is not working out. He could wind up there. The Cardinals don't have a quarterback. They haven't had a quarterback since Kurt Warner, and yes, the Jets, who just have 2 horrible quarterbacks, probably the 2 worst quarterbacks in the league right now with Mark Sanchez and Tim Tebow. He could wind up there, and hey, if Alex Smith is not traded to the New York Jets, look for the Jets to trade up in the draft and pick up a quarterback in the first round, like a Geno Smith, Matt Barkley, Colin Klein, something like that. I think they could end up shipping Tim Tebow and a couple of draft picks, or just Tebow and their first round a draft pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they could wind up with a quarterback in the first round, so watch for that to happen if that does. And now on to basketball. The NBA trade deadline. No big names were being traded. No Dwight Howard, Kevin Garnett, and whatever. Yes, there were some smaller name trades, I believe, but I am actually surprised. No big name trades occurred, and that's pretty much all I have to say over that. But I will say this: I did expect Dwight Howard to stay in Los Angeles, and I did expect Kevin Garnett to stay in Boston. The timer is down to 4, 3, 2, 1. And I will be back for part 2. See you then.